Hello everyone, welcome to the Green Man channel. Hope you're doing good and well. So in my latest episode, revisiting my favourite sci-fi TV episodes, this week I'm going to The Expanse, a big Amazon sci-fi TV series out of maybe the series that I've talked about so far. This is probably certainly the most current series, most kind of modern series, and one which, if you are watching this video, perhaps you are more likely to have known or recently watched than something like Sliders, which I spoke about last week. This is a big budget series as well. You can tell with the effects, I guess with some of the castings and the just the grandness of this series. That it is, obviously it's been a pretty expensive one. I believe now it's kind of run to the end of its or it was cancelled after its sixth season. Now, I watched this up until the end of the third season. I haven't seen seasons 4, 5, and 6, and I'm looking forward to watching those. So basically, it was a kind of rainy day, I think, in one of the lockdowns, and I saw some positive recommendations about The Expanse online, and I was like, why not? Why don't I check this out? Why don't I check out The Expanse? And this particular episode is episode 5 of the series in season 2. It's an episode called Home. And this episode really feels like the climax of a series rather than one which would be, just before the kind of halfway point of the series. So it's an interesting episode to have at this point in time, but it really beautifully kind of, I think, it was a very high stakes episode that was really beautifully done and delivered, where you have pretty, tensions running really high politically between two of the key players, lots of the political figures, with the Earth kind of associates and the Mars associates almost at loggerheads here on the brink of war, and a sort of trigger type situation with this Eros, this asteroid Eros, with this mysterious protomolecule getting out of control on Eros, and the Rocinante, this kind of crew, this spaceship crew who are like the core characters of the series, in amongst it all, trying to prevent I guess Eros, heading towards Earth and crashing into Earth, and Earth kind of takes the matters into their own hands by firing a load of missiles at the asteroid. But obviously that kind of goes a bit wrong because the asteroid's able to sort of get off the radars of the missiles as well. So it kind of boils down to the Rocinante, and ultimately boils down to this guy called Miller, who gets onto the asteroid, and sort of almost like he ends up with his own mission in this episode. He's a really good character played by Thomas Jane of The Mist, who you may know if you've seen The Mist. And actually, I don't think I've seen him in much else apart from this and The Mist, come to think of it. But I love him as Miller, and I liked him a lot in The Mist as well, as it happens. And in this episode, he does do a pretty amazing performance, I think it's got to be said. And this is a really good, high stakes, edge of your seat episode that nicely builds up. I think it presents the politics side of it very well. So you've got the ramping up of the political tensions with little twists and hints of twists at each stage of the episode. And like I say, you've got the Rocinante stuff, which is the kind of the real tense stuff happening alongside all that. And of course the OPA as well with Fred Holt. I was going to say Fred Holden. His name's completely gone. Fred someone involved as well with all of this too. So it just gets super kind of super tense and exciting. And the climax, the sort of end of this episode, I think is kind of both. It's kind of a bit haunting and beautiful at the same time. Again, it's not one of these episodes, it's not necessarily, but it's pretty action-packed, I guess. It's a bit more action-focused than a couple of the other episodes I've talked about so far, but it's just the tension and the delivery, I think, of an excellent climax, an excellent ending to the episode that is like what it should be. It should be the icing on the cake. You've had a great episode up to the point of the ending, and I think the ending really delivers brilliantly as well with what happens. I'm not going to spoil this one if you've not seen The Expanse and say what does happen, but it is right up to the final shot, the final image of the episode. It is brilliant. It's spectacular stuff. And I can't highly recommend I think The Expanse enough as a current, recent sci-fi series that's really good and pretty impressive. And I'm looking forward. I don't know. Do let me know in the comments actually what you thought of The Expanse. And I'm interested because I've only gotten to the third season. Is season 4, 5, and 6 really good as well? Should I see this right through to the end? Is it really good? Because I have to say, of the 3 seasons, I think maybe the second one was kind of my favourite so far, and I don't know if that's. I have no idea. I'm not really part of any Expanse forums, so I don't know if that's even unpopular opinion or if that is the most common favourite season, the second season. But I mean, I liked the second season a lot, and this episode was definitely a favourite for me of this one. And in terms of characters, I quite like a lot of them. I really like Avasarala. She's a kind of fierce political figure. It really is. I just like her formidable character and the way she deals with other politicians in the series. It's kind of some great moments with her. And big fan of Miller, as I've said already. Um, and I like some of the Rocinante crew too. I like the guy played by Wes Chatham. He's really cool. And kind of like, just the sort of takes the soldier stereotype to a different kind of level. And I like how his character develops throughout the series too. So as I say, just drop in the comments what you think of this one. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on The Expanse generally, and as especially whether you recommend that I watch through to the very end of the series. Now it's been sadly, obviously cancelled by Amazon, and do share your thoughts with me on this one. So next time round, I'm planning, I think, to go to Star Trek Voyager. So we're going back to the 1990s again. Actually, was it the 1990s? It might have been the year 2000 this particular series or season came out. And I'm going to be talking about the classic Voyager episode, this one called Timeless, which I think is definitely one of my favourites of that series. And unusually, for once, we are finally getting out of these second seasons. It's the 5th season one, which is perhaps even more unusual because I don't like a lot of the TV episodes I tend to like don't tend to be as far into a series as the 5th season. So that also makes it a little bit more unique, I think, as well, maybe. But anyway, everyone, thanks ever so much for watching. As always, do drop a like and subscribe if you like these kind of videos. Obviously, the channel is very music focused, but I do like to spend some time talking about sci-fi, fantasy, and horror too. Otherwise, for me, take care, everybody, this evening. Bye for now.